I'm Vet on the Path. I'm also medicine man on through hikes and long distance hiking. PCT in 2019 I got named. But we had a discussion with a couple of PCT 2020 hopefuls about what kind of food to bring. So I thought I'd throw a bunch of stuff on the table that I had in my go boxes of what we can bring. You can bring anything you like. And I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegetarian, and I do not have a gluten sensitivity. So I'm not geared towards that. But I do know that I saw labels on products in some of these resupply gas stations and smaller stores that actually said vegan, actually said gluten-free. So I know you can get these. I don't know what the variety is though. I know you can get food products that will cover your dietary needs. But you can do that. Anyway, to get back to this, you can have dehydrated foods, everything from Mountain House, Peak Foods. You can have Sasquatch meals. These guys are out of Montana. These kind of new folks on the market. You have Nora rice sides, and you can have the traditional ramen everybody's got. And what people don't think about is oatmeal and their powdered drink mixes. All these take water. All these down here do not. The stuff down here, you got a cookie. This is the complete cookie. You have single item meals, or excuse me, single item meat packages, you know, from chicken to salmon to tuna to Spam, which is ham. It's a ham pork product. You have bars, which is basically includes candy bars and protein bars and M&Ms and Luna bars. All these. You have these. You have hard cheeses, either in the brick form or single serving. You have peanut butter. This is trail butter, which is a new product I've been using last couple of times. It really I really like it. It's yeah, I don't want to advertise for them, but yeah, I am. Yeah, Tillamook. You have Justin's peanut butter, and you have regular vegetables. I have red peppers, green peppers, onions, potatoes, and carrots. And you can bring broccoli. You can bring almost anything except like a tomato or something soft. If you bring a hard vegetable, they'll last 2 or 3 days, 4 days on the trail. They really will, and you won't have an issue with that. I'll break down the rest of this piece by piece in a little bit. Okay. One of the things that I mentioned earlier is everybody's thinking they have to have a dehydrated meal. Dehydrated meals are fine. I've got Mountain House, I have a case of these. I have a bunch of Peak meals. I've had Backpacker's Pantry before, Backpacker's Bistro. I've had Sasquatch Meals, which is a small family run place. All of them are really good. All of them have their uses. But in the desert, you have to think about how much water you're going to take. All of these take water to prepare for food preparation, every one of them. This one is the only one that doesn't take 2 cups. This takes 1 1/3 cup of water. Okay? How big is 2 cups? This right here, it's a 1 liter bottle, is 2 cups, 16 ounces. To make this, make this, make this, make this, make this. What this is, the Idaho and cake, the freeze-dried potatoes, instant potatoes, takes 2 cups to make this entire bag. Takes 2 cups to make this entire bag. Takes 2 cups for this entire bag. All of this takes 2 cups. Ramen, okay, that takes about 1 cup. Okay, that's fine. Quaker Oats, instant oats. It takes about 3/4 of a cup. Half to 3/4. This, 16 ounces. It takes 16 ounces to get it, mix it, and drink it. That's what they recommend. And since I use this a lot, yeah, do the 16 ounces. 16 ounces is half a liter. Okay, so for every liter you're making, you can make 2 meals. Okay, that's only 2 days, so it's a liter for 2 meals. Plus you have to clean your pot, do your cleaning. So that's 1 liter plus whatever it takes on your drinking water to clean up with, okay? All of these are fine. And if you have a water-rich environment and you got a lot of water handy, these things are awesome. They really are. That's why I have a lot of them, because where I go to backpack or camp or hit the woods and there's a lot of water, yeah, I'll bring these, because you do save a lot of weight. Because you don't have to carry your water with you. You don't have to carry your water with you. This makes all the sense in the world. Campo, you're in the desert. You're in the desert for 700 miles with the exception of San Jacinto, Big Bear, and Wrightwood. The rest of the time you're in the desert. You're carrying your water. Okay, I talked about dehydrating a little bit. How each dehydrated meal takes so much water. So for these two meals, which is a rice side and this is beef stew, right? It's going to take 1 liter of water for both of these to prep just your food. It'll take probably 3 or 4 ounces to clean up whatever your food prep mess is, you know, the goo, your leftover, your residue, whatever you call it. So it's going to take some water. So think about this. This is 4.3 ounces. This is 5 ounces. If you go with a real food or a non-dehydrated food, think about this. These are tortillas. Mission tortillas is the ones I like. Each tortilla this size is about 200 calories, roughly. You can go tortilla, peanut butter, and jelly, a little jelly pack from the restaurant. You got 200. This peanut butter pack is 230 calories and 50. You know, the jelly packs are 50 calories. So you got 430. You got 480 calories right here. And it takes about that long to prepare. It takes 5 minutes. This is 600 calories and it takes a half an hour. If you use hot water, you cook it the way it is. They tell you 15 or 20 minutes for soaking with hot water, but you want to make sure that it doesn't get crunchy. If you don't mind crunchy, some of the rice being crunchy, go for it, but about a half hour. Okay, even if it's 20 minutes, it's still 15 minutes longer than it takes for these. The key is, this is the total weight of what this is. It's virtually the same weight as this. This, you have to add 16 ounces of water to be able to eat it. If you're in a hurry, it makes a lot of sense. If you got to carry a lot of water and you don't have a lot of water to get, this makes a lot of sense. These take 5 minutes, like I said. This takes a half an hour and 16 ounces. How much is 16 ounces? That's about a pound. Okay? One of these 1 liter bottles, measured as in a smart water bottle, 1 liter is 2.2 pounds. So if you can have food, 2.2 pounds for 2 meals, or 1 pound roughly for 1 meal. Okay, calculating calorie count, everybody throws out the number of 5,000 calories per day. Well, here's something you can do to get your calorie count. Calculate it for you. Average person burns 400 to 500 calories per hour of hiking. 400 calories would be on more level ground, like out of Campo. Any incline, either going up or decline, going down, you're burning 500 calories. You can use that as your calculating base. How many hours you hike is up to you. So if you hike 10 hours going up and down inclines and declines, so 500 times 10 hours gives you 5,000 calories. That's where everybody's coming up with 5,000 calories a day. Can you eat 5,000 calories a day? Sure you can, but you're going to be sick on your stomach. Very few people really do that. What you want to do is replace what's smart. You want to replace it with energy foods, foods that will give you proteins, will give you carbohydrates, that give you energies. If you try to replace 5,000 calories a day, you're going to be eating these huge meals And what you can do is you can have this pregnant belly. You're going to try to walk in the desert heat with this little pregnant food belly. And all you're going to do is feel sick most of the day, trying to get rid of this food. And remember, whatever you eat, you're going to have to take care of later. So the bigger the cat hole you got to make, that's a pain in the butt. It really is. So think about the replacing energy. If you eat 3,500 calories instead of 5,000, and you're going to have fat reserves till it'll make up for a lot of that. What you want to do is replace energy, replace proteins, replace carbohydrates. You want to replace vitamins and minerals that you're losing. Those will take care, the actual calorie count, your body will, you'll take care of that when you hit towns, when you hit resupplies, when you do actually hit a spot where you can eat a big meal and you're not going to have to worry about it so much. I'll put an example out later on a typical day's meal. I'll do that towards the end just to see. But this, you got 500 calories in this Mountain House, this package. This package has 600. And what we're looking at 70 calories here, 100 calories roughly here, right? So you got 170 plus 2, right? So that's 370 calories that you can get for a snack. And you can grab one of these bars that'll have 200 calories in it. Don't ever pick up a bar and buy it if it has less than 200 calories. 200 plus is what you want, what you're shooting for. Mainly because, a Kind bar, Luna bar, some protein bar, 200 calories or more, because the more calorie dense, the less you're going to have to carry, because you'll have calories. Speaking of the 5,000. If you only hike 5 hours, that's only 2,500 calories. If you're typical and you're just going, 8 hours a day, that's 4,000 calories, right? So use your math and don't think you have to do 5,000 a day. We were speaking on calories. Just a small example. You have 600 calories here, but you have 16 ounces, which is a pound, roughly, and 4 ounces. So that's 16, 17, this is 20 ounces. Okay, if you're looking at this, you're looking at 270 and 100 here, so that's 370 calories, plus a chaser or dessert of a bar of 200 calories. That's 570 calories. In what? 5 ounces, 6 ounces versus 20 ounces here. Always consider in the desert when you're hiking how much water you're going to have for this dehydrated meal. Because you're not really just having 4 ounces of food here, you're having 4 ounces plus the water it takes. A lot of people forget that and they end up bringing way too much water, and they end up bringing, the more water you take, the slower you go. And the slower you go, the longer it takes you to get through the heat of the day. So this is an actual serious consideration. What I thought I'd show you is what I'd eat in a typical day. Example would be like day 2 or day 3 out of Campo, or the day out of Lake Moreno, or the next day out of Mount Laguna. This is typical what I would eat. I usually hike 8 to 10 hours a day. I usually go about 3 miles an hour. Doesn't really matter. So if I'm going 10 hours, let's calculate 5,000 calories. If I go 8 hours, that's 4,000 calories. Mount Laguna, it's kind of pretty, so I don't go as far. So I'll do, okay, Mount Laguna is 4,000 calories. Okay, the day out of Mount Laguna. What I did here, I put a typical breakfast together, typical lunch, and a typical dinner. So what I have is, I have Dehydrated, a dry breakfast essentials, a coffee, and 2 sugars. I eat that, drink that in my tent. I put it in my Talenti jar, shake it up, and make sure it's all dissolved properly, the way I like it. And you drink it. Once I have my stuff packed up, I'm ready to move. I'm starting to hike out of my campsite. I eat a complete cookie or similar. If I don't have one of these, I eat 2 of these, 2 bars of some kind. I just grab them out of my food bag. Okay? Later on, 10 o'clock, 2 hours later, I'll eat 2 more bars, maybe 1 bar, but 1 or 2 more bars mid-morning. lunchtime or whenever I stop for lunch, anywhere between 11 and 1, what I'll do is I'll have one or two of these things, most likely two. I'll either have two PB&Js, peanut butter and jelly roll up, you know, because I get them nice and small, or I'll have like a Spam with cheese and mayonnaise and a little bit of olive oil to freshen everything up. And then I'll have, in the mid-afternoon, another couple of bars, a single bar, maybe a protein bar. I try to eat one protein bar a day, depending, anytime during the day. Mainly because you're breaking down proteins when you're hiking so much. And yeah, peanut butter M&Ms, because you gotta have peanut butter M&Ms, or peanut M&Ms. And then for dinner, hey, I'll have a rice side. It takes me a while. I'm hiking 8 hours. I stop, boil up my water, set this up, and I eat it, and that's 600 calories. All of this, just as I threw it out, I calculated it out, is just over 3,700 calories. Now, if I hiked 8 hours, that's 4,000 calories. Oh, the math says I'm 300 short. Doesn't matter. I've got enough reserves. Everybody does. You're not going weeks and weeks without food, so you don't have to worry about it matching calorie burn for calorie replacement. You don't have to match a calorie for calorie. Please understand that. A lot of people try to do that, and you end up having really bad problems. But just understand that. Eat what you need to, but don't try to eat to match a math problem. I mentioned earlier that you can use real foods on a trail. You can eat these raw. Obviously, these are carrots. These are organic carrots. These are all orange carrots are GMO'd, by the way, if you don't know that. Yeah, so anyway, you can have carrots, root vegetables, all kinds of stuff that work really great as a snack and as a meal. You chop them up, throw them in your pot, and you start cooking them. Same thing with potatoes. You dice them or quarter them up, and you can cook those in your pot too. Word of fuel usage. Cooking up these vegetables doesn't use as much fuel as you think. So don't have a heart attack because you're going to cook real foods in your pot with a isobutane stove. They'll cook up and you won't use near as much fuel as you think. When I do my food preparation or cooking part of the video, I'll explain that later. But you don't use a lot of fuel. You don't use nearly as much as you think you do. But yeah, you take all this stuff and you can cook all this stuff and you can actually have real foods. You add this, you add the single meat products, the chicken, the tuna, the Spam, potted meat from a can if you want to. You can add all that and just make yourself a meal, actual real meal in your pot, in your cooking utensil. And it doesn't take that much to do. It just takes a little bit of preparation time. I bring spices, oil, salt, garlic, and I bring pepper, paprika, and onion powder also. I just don't have them with me. And I take, restaurant acquired spice packets. I got Tabasco. I got a dry rub here that's really good. Sweet relish, duck sauce, soy sauce. That's honey. And then there's ketchup and mustard and mayonnaise you can get everywhere. And I have bouillon cubes. You can get beef bouillon cubes, you can get chicken bouillon cubes, excuse me, and you can get vegetable bouillon cubes. And yes, they're all vegetables. Don't know if it's good for vegan, but I know they're good for vegetarian because I read the package and there's no meat products, there's no fat. It was touting how they were all vegetables. Anyway, that may work for you, I don't know. Okay, this will seem a little odd, but I thought I'd throw it in here. I'm going to talk about trash and how to keep your trash. Mainly because I saw all kinds of weird experiments that just don't work, okay? This, for hiking, is not a trash bag. This is an invitation to every rodent, every bug, every coyote within 300 yards to come visit your tent, to chew through your tent, not the coyotes, the rodents, to come over and just find out what it's like to chew through all your food and just go into your food, whether you're in your tent or not. If you're sleeping, you'll find out that and you keep your trash in a bag like this, you're going to find that you're going to have little third friends visiting you. This is not a trash bag. It is pollution because everybody throws them away on the trail, and just don't do it. It's the worst idea you can. They don't go on the trail. A trash bag is something you can seal, either a Ziploc, a Hefty, a budget brand, waterproof or odor-proof bag. Ziploc bags work great. You don't have to get the big, expensive, fancy hiking ones. What you do is you take all your imagined trash, and you throw it all in here. You take it as it goes. Put your trash in. And you roll it up to get the air out, and you zip it closed. And you have trash. Okay, there's your trash bag. If it's got a hole in it, if it's leaking or anything like that, it'll start refilling with air because the cavities will start filling in. If it's got a hole in it, get a new one, because if it's got a hole in it, it's going to leak the odors and collect all your little rodents on there, your insects, and everything you want, everything you don't want. There. Add more trash. Comes in. You add more trash. This is simulated trash. I'm not throwing it away. Right? And you do it again. Notice how I'm rolling that? You hold it, now you got a nice, all the air, well, most of the air's out of it, and you know it's, hey, it doesn't have a leak in it. Once it gets halfway to 3/4 of the way full, get a new trash bag, because the chances of breaking this thing increases exponentially the fuller it gets, obviously. If you fill this one up, have the spare one in there and start using it. There's nothing wrong with having 2 trash bags. Okay, I've seen people with trash bags so full that they can almost not zip these things shut. And they wonder why their backpack smells raunchy, like rotten food, like old used socks, whatever the nasty stuff is in there. They can't figure that out because they're using, but they got a bag, trash bag that's just overflowing. Bring the extra bag, be a little hygienic on it. If it gets halfway or 3/4 of the way full, use another bag. The weight of one of these bags is negligible. It's in the, you don't have to worry about not taking a bag because you can have too much weight. Bring a few extra of these.
This video didn't answer all the questions. It probably created quite a few more. But at least, hopefully it'll give you a good direction to start with. As always, heck well, be well.